everybody. Welcome to My Fat Hands. I'm George. That is Ben. Somewhere. He's over there somewhere. Welcome to this is a special edition of My Fat Hands, and that we are going, first of all, we're filming on Christmas Day. So while you folks in New Jersey are, sitting around a tree and, drinking hot cocoa and being with your loved ones, and people here in Texas are out windsurfing because it's 80 fucking degrees, we're working to make you people happy. I just want to yes.
We're here to bring you content regardless of the holiday.
That's right.
Whether you celebrate it or not.
That's right. Because I don't celebrate it. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not a Christian because I don't tell anybody. And that's why
you're naughty.
That's why I get that. No presents.
We're here to celebrate My Fat Hands, George.
We are. So it's time for our disclaimer. We'll get that right out of the way, out of the blocks here, because we've already used profanity. So Ben and myself are of legal age and then some, and we use adult language. And if you don't like that, what should they do, Ben?
They should fuck off.
Fuck off. Get the fuck out. We do have we have a special sponsor tonight from Mordor. We have the Eye of Sauron is our sponsor tonight. So appropriate for Christmas to have the Eye of Evil personified.
Right.
Forget the North Star. Try the Eye of Sauron.
There it is. It's a good sponsor, I hope. I guess. Right?
Pays in the soul of orcs.
We better perform.
That's right. And tonight we got a couple stories we're going to tell, but we're going to try to dive into the realm of Star Wars and Star Trek. We're trying to lean closer to the Star. I think for some reason I feel like Star Wars is less nerdy than Star Trek. I don't know why.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. I think because it's the Star Trek people are more technically oriented. It's more about hard science, and Star Wars is more about the the romantic space opera stuff.
Yes,
less about the technical stuff.
Also, Star Wars started as a movie star. They started as a movie star, whereas these guys, and I love them. I know we got some fans that are probably Star Trek fans, particularly the old school Star Trek. These guys started off in television. They branched out into movies, but they started as a TV show. So we'll dive into that a little bit later, but be patient, everybody. Pace yourselves. It's going to be okay. We're here for each other. It's the holidays. It's all going to be all right.
It's the season of love and peace, and caring and giving. Yeah, absolutely.
And fluffy. I'm not sure what animal has testicles like this, but I got one and it's banging me in the ear. So
it might be Sauron. I don't know.
It could be.
That's why he's got his eye on you. Hey, George.
Hey,
I got a story.
Well, do share. Please.
I do. I got a story. And
I'd love to hear it.
But before you tell the story, I just want to show off. Yeah, it is Christmas, and I just want to show off one of my presents, if that's okay. Hopefully you can see it okay. Tell me if you can see this guy or not.
Holy mother of pearl, look at that.
Look at this guy.
Look at that guy.
I don't want to blast the light too much. But...
Oh my, yeah, that's epic. Get him closer. Get him right in there. Don't be afraid.
Are you sure this is
close? Oh, that's good. Just make sure you block out your face. That's all I'm getting at. No, I'm just kidding. He's gorgeous. Look at him.
He's incredible. I love it. His camera. This is my Aunt Martha gave me this guy, and thank you, Martha.
Aunt Martha.
You're right.
I wish I had an Aunt Martha that got me, some good stuff like that.
She's a very cool aunt. Okay, very cool. Martha. All right. So yes, thank you for that. I do have a story though. I just want to. I want to
hear it. Please, Ben. I would like to hear your story.
Here's my story. This is a story that around my house that we call the Pineapple Incident. So,
oh my,
and it's legend in our house. So I'll share it with everybody else. A couple of years ago, well, let me backtrack a little bit. Just about every year for the past 20 years almost, we've gone on vacation in the summer to New Hampshire, and we love it. We go up to the lake Winnipesaukee area. We rent a house on the lake. We swim. We eat a lot of fried food. It's awesome. We usually go for a week. Sometimes we go for 2 weeks. This particular year, we went for 2 weeks. Prior to leaving, my wife bought a pineapple. That's why we call this the pineapple incident.
It would be really odd if it was a grapefruit and you call it
I guess that makes sense. Right. So, before we leave, I turn the water off in the house, we stop the mail delivery, we batten down, we bring the cat to the kennel, or we get, whatever. We get the house all, I lock down, everything's good, pack up all our stuff. We're out 2 weeks. So anyway, for whatever reason, she got a pineapple and left it on the counter. So 2 weeks later,
oh no.
Also, when we come back from New Hampshire, we had a little, we would have a problem. Somebody in my family gets car sick. So what we would do is we would stay the day on our last day, and then we would leave at nighttime, and we would drive through the night. So the kids would sleep. So we would end up getting home at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and, so that's how it worked out. On this particular night, we came home and, everything's fine. Open up the door, come into the kitchen, and there is a cloud of fruit flies.
Oh my God.
A cloud. Oh, I'm talking about, like, in the summertime, you get those clouds that they're like thunder. Yeah. No, the clouds, they're like thunderheads, right. They're like cumulus clouds up in the sky. Yes. That's what it was like in the kitchen, but it was
generating electrical fields. There's like lightning.
There's lightning bolts, stuff coming down. There's winds. There's a little tornado underneath, like Dorothy's blowing away. There were thousands. I'm not exaggerating. There were thousands. There was like 4 generations. There were families.
It was more than that. It was
2 weeks of pineapple, hot, and it's summertime, and we don't have the air conditioning on. Nobody there.
No.
It's hot, and it's right next to the sink. So maybe they had something to drink. They would go down on the trap maybe and have a splash. I don't know.
At that point, they have like a transit system set up.
There's a little railroad subway station.
They got internet. It's just like
so just imagine, like, we come in the door, we're all like bleary-eyed for driving. It's like 6 hours or 8 hours, whatever. I don't know. We come in the door, it's like, what in the hell is this? So we're like, I'll immediately get the pineapple out. And then for the next couple of days, we had all kinds of like traps and, the tape. Yeah. My fat hands tip for our friends: don't leave a pineapple for 2 weeks when you go on vacation. So that's that was the pineapple incident. Eventually we got rid of them. So last summer, we have a little shed in the backyard. And so I don't know what we were doing. We were walking around the yard doing something, and happened to notice under the eaves of the shed, there's a little wasp nest, not a huge one, but they're like these big black wasps. They're just chilling out. They're fine. They're watching me, watching them. So my wife,
a picture of one of those appeared right there.
That's what they look like, just like that.
Whoa. Not that big, I hope.
Oh yeah, they were big and black and scary.
Yes.
So, but they're fine. I'm just looking at them. They're okay. So I'm not sure why. And in discussions after the event, we couldn't figure out why either. My wife picked up a stick, and so I'm like 5 feet away from the nest, and she picks up a stick and she goes, "Hey, look, it's a wasp nest."
No,
she hits it with the stick.
Oh my God! It's not a piñata. Come on! Oh no!
So I got stung.
Oh man, come on.
And it was the second time that week I got stung, because earlier in the week, as you know, everybody knows I'm a disc golfer. So, and I'm very prone to throwing into the rough. And in the summertime, that means sometimes that you got to go into the weeds and stomp around in the bushes and stuff. Yep. So anyway, I was stomping around in the weeds, and
that's actually why Ben does this, is he just likes stomping around in the bushes. That's his thing.
Yeah, but I found a bald-faced hornet's nest by doing that.
Oh God. Yeah, that's not fun.
And those guys are like pretty big. Yeah. And I didn't know that they were there, but I found them and they chased after me and so they stung me too.
Oh my God.
And it turns out my disc wasn't anywhere near there.
I think I've been stung by stinging insects like maybe 3 times in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And they were years apart. Those incidences were many
this was all in apart. 1 week. I got stung twice in a week. Yeah,
twice in a week. I'd never go outside again. I'd be like, "Yep, I'm done. Sorry, I'll wait till winter."
Well, I'm like comparing the 2 stings. Like, well, a bald-faced hornet sting wasn't that bad, but that black wasp was, man, that stung like a mother. Damn, it got me right in the back fat. You know? oh man, right? Because I was running away from it, and it came after me and stung me right on the back.
Chihuahua. That's for
so
you
ladies, hornets weren't that bad, really, compared to those guys. Yeah.
For women that don't understand, guys' back fat, I mean, that's like nipples. I mean, anything that happens to your back fat, just think of the same thing happening to your nipples. So being stung by a wasp on your back fat is like, it's like a nipple sting, which I think is going to be the title of this episode. Could be. It's our Star Wars nipple sting episode.
It's like a sequel to Nipple Rockets, but this is Nipple Sting. Yeah.
So yeah, if you love your husband or boyfriend or whatever, do not slap them on the back fat. That's not cool. It's not cool. It's don't
also don't hit the wasp nest with the stick because I see where they are. Yeah. You don't have to, I see them.
you can use the stick as a pointer to alert people to where they are.
Touching the nest is not advised.
But riling them up is not a good idea.
I got another shout out. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
All right. This is you know how we get sponsored by, we've been sponsored by a lot of different people in the past. Some awesome, some scary.
Yeah.
But unsolicited shout out to Koss headphones. I love Koss headphones. I've had a set of Koss earbuds for maybe 5 years and they're incredible. They've lasted that long. They're the kind where the little foam things that you kind of like squish and you put them in ear. Yep. Those are great for working out because no matter how sweaty you get, I get real sweaty like a sweaty pig, and they do not come out and they sound good.
So
then George recently, I asked him, hey, I need a set of, like over the ear headphones. And he goes, oh, get these Koss headphones. They sound incredible. I think they sound better than my Bose. What are those? Quiet Comfort 35s. Yeah, I have them right here. Guess what? I'm not using them because the Koss wired headphones are better. They sound better to me. Yeah, right.
As well. Using them.
So unsolicited feedback for Koss headphones. You guys are great. So keep it up.
So if Koss, you want to hit us up with some free shit,
go ahead. We will. It's okay. We still like your headphones.
That's absolutely yes. You don't have to give us anything. If you're not one of our 8 viewers, we understand.
Wait, they're not related to us.
That's right.
They don't know anything about us.
In other news, we're up to how many subscribers?
We're up to 20 subscribers. So we love our subs, literally, because you're all related to us, and we do love you all.
Yes, we are required by law to love you because you're our relatives.
Legally.
Now, we should start talking about
what? Star Wars.
Why do you say Star Wars with a Chicago accent?
I don't know. I can't help it.
Today we need to talk about Star Wars.
It's the Star Wars. They got the Boba Fett and they got the lightsabers and they got the. I don't know why I do that, but I do that every time and I can't help it. I'm sorry. Even when I was editing, I was like putting the graphic up of the Star Wars thing. I said Star Wars.
The only thing would be better than Star Wars if it was directed by Ditka.
Right.
Ditka. Oh my God. The reason why I like talking about Star Wars, Ben and I are very close in age. I think he got me by about a year. How old were we when Star Wars came out?
I was 10. It came out in 77.
77. So I would have been 9.
10. Yeah.
Yeah. I may have been turning 9. There's just nothing else like that. I mean, it was literally, it's like waking up one day and there's a sun. It's like, well, that's never been there before.
Yeah, that was all we played as a kid. Like we played Star Wars. That was the only thing that we played. We all figured out who we were going to be. That for that Halloween, everybody dressed as a character from Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
everybody.
Oh yeah. Imagine being a kid and then all of a sudden you go see a movie that has fucking lightsabers in it.
Sure.
I mean,
it had everything. It was an entire universe.
It was just insane. It was absolutely insane. I mean, you had lightsabers. You had X-Wing fighters.
Oh yeah.
The Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
TIE fighters.
Yeah.
Death Stars. Death Stars.
I heard that. Death Star.
We had the Death Star. Stormtroopers.
It had an extra thick crust and
super thick
crust on the Death Star.
The only problem is they never fixed the exhaust port. What the fuck's going on, guys? Come on, really? To me, there's been 3 Star Wars movies. Just so we're clear on this. There was the first one, there's Empire Strikes Back, and there was Return of the Jedi, and then I quit. I was done. Did I see the other abominations? Yes. Yeah. Of course. But no, so yeah, I don't have Disney Plus. This is another thing. I'm embarrassed to say, so I've never seen any of the Mandalorians.
They're good. They're good. I think they're good, but I don't think they're like a necessity. I mean, they're enjoyable, but they aren't like you have to see them. They're good.
Right. But if you want to know who Baby Yoda is, who's technically not Yoda, I don't know that. Oh, it drives me crazy. His name's Grover.
Gruber.
McGruber.
I don't think his name is Grover somehow.
I don't know. I love Grover.
You've mentioned him a couple. There he is.
Yeah. Grover and Super Grover. Bing, bing. I don't know if I should make the bing bing noise or Chonker should put that in, but I like making.
If you make the noise, you should. If it makes you happy to make the noise, you should make the noise.
It does.
But you need to do that to make the magic happen.
That's right. I can't do this. That does not work.
That will not work.
Unless you're trying to fly.
No.
Caw.
No.
Like
Nothing
Jar Jar
pops up
Binks.
when you do that.
Yeah.
You know, and that was another part of that movie for me was those Star Wars figures. I mean, and that was another thing we played with did you have those little figurines, whatever they're, the 3.5 Kenner?
Well, funny you should ask, Ben. What a great segue into a George story.
We'll get our art department working on that.
Yes. So my maternal grandmother, God rest her soul.
What's her name?
I called her Nanny. I don't think she had a real name. I think
her
all her legal documents just said Nanny.
Nanny, okay.
So my maternal grandfather passed away when I was 1 year old. So he was only 52 when he passed away. Wow. A year younger than I am right now.
Yeah, that's rough.
Always a little creepy. Yeah, natural causes, had a heart attack. But he was a multi-millionaire when he passed away. And he passed away in the 60s when having millions of dollars was like having a lot of money. I mean, that's when $1 million was a lot of money.
Right. You're not worried about it. We're like, now you're figuring out, oh man, I got enough to retire, no. I got a can of soup. I got a pencil.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on, Social Security. So my grandmother, spoiled us rotten. There's no other way to put it. We were just completely spoiled rotten. So you may or may not be aware of this, or you may or may not have had one, but when Star Wars first came out, I believe it was the fall that it came out, Kenner released the early bird set of Star Wars action figures. And the early bird set, and it'll probably appear right there. And we'll see how, because when I say that happens, I don't know.
Oh, it'll happen.
But yeah, I know it'll happen, but I can't read off what's in there. This is coming from my brain. And they had the lightsabers telescoped out of their out of their hands.
Yeah,
and it's like a two-piece, and it always broke in 5 seconds.
Yeah, there was like a little teeny tiny thing, and then that was on the end, and the full thing came out. Yeah,
and somehow, some way, I ended up with 4 of those because my sister didn't want hers, so I had mine, I had hers, I had my brother's, and I think there was another one that just she bought it by accident or something like that.
Right. Tell me you've still got them.
No. God, no. I will tell you that I enjoyed it immensely as a child. I played with those those things nonstop. And then every year for my birthday, I'd always ask Nanny, hey, could you get me some Star Wars action figures?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then what she would do, because she was who she was, she would go to Sears or the toy store, or whoever, had them back in the day, and she would just buy the case. She would just go in and say, "Hey, I need a case of Star Wars action figures." And I'd be like, "Right away." And so she would wrap a box that was this big.
Wow.
And that they shipped in. And so she didn't know what was in there. I didn't know what was in there.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Oh, nobody should have a childhood as good as that.
That is so insane.
It was just the most epic thing. And I'd open it up and there'd be like 16 stormtroopers. And I'm like, that's all I ever wanted in my life was 16 stormtroopers.
Well, I only had one. It was that one stormtrooper is all I had. And he had to he would get killed and he would have to come back again.
Right. But it was so, I was so spoiled. I was so spoiled. My same grandmother gave me, when you're Susan B. Anthony's, the Susan B. Anthony.
Oh yeah, I remember those. I remember when they came out. Yeah,
the $1 bill.
Yeah, $1 coin.
Yeah, and so these were from the Franklin Mint or whatever was the original pressings, and so I think there were 6 in each one of these.
From vinyl, each mint or something.
Right. Yeah, yeah. They were in vinyl cases. She gave one to me and one to my sister and one to my brother, and I don't know how. I'm sure if we ever have my sister on here, she'll tell you how, but I ended up with all theirs. So I took
we need to hear from Missy on this one.
Yes, Missy will chime in eventually one of these days. And so I took all these Susan B. Anthony's, took them out of the wrappers and went to Kmart and bought Star Wars action figures with them. Because that's all I cared about.
Right.
It was like my crack.
Yeah.
Like Star Wars action figures were my
Having
crack.
A case was not enough.
No, not even close.
That is wild. And you don't have any of these left over?
No.
None?
Don't know.
Wow.
No. It's one of those deals where you always hope that, your parents are like, oh, you left these in the attic when you went to college. No. Mine are all gone. They're all gone.
Well, I don't have any of mine either, but I didn't have a case. I had like a dozen of them.
They had that shovel head one, his head kind of like
the alien guy from the cantina, of course.
Yeah, they had all the cantina things. They had IG-88, which had like 18 different little appendages that popped out.
Talking about the Mandalorian, that's one thing that's cool about the Mandalorian is some of those weird side characters that you saw for a second, they can develop backstories on them. And there's a great IG-88 he's in a couple of episodes and it's really good. That part I really liked about the Mandalorian is when they could kind of flesh out some of these other characters. Yeah.
But it was it's just it was so out of the blue. And I think we touched on this last time when I try to think about what can compare to that today. I mean, for your kids' generation, and you might ask your kids, I don't what it is. I mean, it could be Harry Potter, it could be Lord of the Rings. Again, as we talked about before, stuff like that's been around forever. I mean, those stories of myth and magic and dwarves and knights and all that's been around since 700 AD or whatever. I mean, there was a time when people actually dressed like that and fought with swords and stuff like that. So, but Star Wars is just so out there. It was amazing. I mean, who else, could have a ship that could make the Kessel run in 12 parsecs? I mean, really, and which is ironic because a parsec is a unit of distance measurement, not time, but hey, whatever, man. When you're 10 years old, you don't know that shit. All you know is that the Millennium Falcon's cool as fuck and a monkey drives it to Terry. That's all you care about. It
blasts out of the space station and makes the most incredible sound.
Oh, my.
I love that sound when it flies by. It is. I love that sound.
And how about the fucking beginning, okay?
Yes.
The beginning of the episode, for those of you who may not have seen it, I don't know.
If you haven't seen Star Wars, you should.
The first
one. If you haven't, you should get the fuck out.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
You're watching the wrong fucking
You're in the wrong place.
But it starts off with this little ship and it's being chased by this unbelievable, just the credits. Even before that, the credits that were sliding up at an angle.
Well, you know where they got that from, right?
Well, they took the thing and they just laid it down. Right?
No, I mean that was Buck Rogers. There was a series back in 40s or the 50s, Buck Rogers, and that's what they did. It was like a serial, and it was, each episode would have that rolling credits in it in the beginning, so that you knew what happened in the previous one.
Yeah. So let's turn our view to Star Trek. Star Trek is not as cool as Star Wars. I'm going to say it. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to call it. I'm going to say it. I like Star Trek. Let's do this in homage to Star Trek. Bing. Favorite episode or weirdest episode, whichever. I can tell you, for me, it is the episode with the flying amoebas. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I totally know.
They had like the rubberized.
And they're up on the ceiling. Yeah, and then gets on. They
glomp onto you, and then you become one of their drones, and they like talk through you and all that stuff, and you get all weird. Yeah, it's very weird. Yeah, that's probably my favorite episode.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you could throw any episode out at me from the. Okay, but let's talk about the series. There's a bunch of different series, and I'm a big fan of the original series.
Please go ahead.
The problem here is that yet again, your pal George, who believes that there's only 3 Star Trek or Star Wars movies, pretty much believes that there's only one Star Trek series, and that's the original.
The original series is the best series. Yeah.
I didn't watch Voyager or Deep Space Nine. I mean, I saw a couple episodes, but I didn't see
Next Generation. Never watched.
I watched some of Next Generation. I'm a huge Patrick
Stewart.
Thank you.
Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, huge Patrick Stewart fan.
Jean-Luc. I said it wrong. I said John Luke because I'm a Jersey boy.
Jean-Luc.
Hey, John Luke.
it's Jean-Luc Picard. I did watch Next Generation. I mean, I'm aware of Geordi and Worf and Data. And so, I mean, I watched
Counselor Troy. You don't remember her?
Oh, I remember Counselor Troy. Ooh. You betcha. Counselor Troy. But
the doctor, I forget her name too.
Yeah, me too. Doctor, not Counselor Troy, I think is her name. And Doctor, what's her name? Bing, Counselor Troy. Woof. So and 6 of 9.
Right. But she was in.
Let's do 6 of 9 here, and here. If we could do that, Chonkers, that would be
counters. Great. 6 of 9 counters.
Oh, Jerry Ryan.
Yeah, but wasn't she wasn't in Next Generation. She was in some other, wasn't she? Was Voyager or something?
Probably. I don't know, but I just want to be surrounded by her. So please, Chonkers, make that happen.
All right.
Jerry Ryan, nerd goddess. I didn't even tell the story about my my convention story. And the first convention that I went to, that I went with my brother, one of the speakers was George Takei.
Oh yeah,
I believe is the correct pronunciation.
George Takei. I think it's George Takei is how you pronounce it.
I always call
or Takei. I don't know. We'll find out later.
We'll find out. But it would be great if a picture of him appeared right. Bing. At the end of the show, he signed autographs, and then he kind of scurried off into a stairwell to go to wherever he's going. And for some reason, we ended up following him into the stairwell. And I had
stalking him.
a 9-year-old, 7-year-old stalker. Yeah. And so I go, "Hey, Mr. Takei, will you sign my picture?" And he's like, "Absolutely."
Oh, that's so great.
So he takes out the pen and he goes, "What's your name?" And I said, "My name's George." And he goes, "What a great name." Because his name is George. So they had the whole George connection there.
Yeah.
So
how cool is that? Yeah, what a cool guy.
Yeah, he was very, very cool. Very, very nice. So, all right, guys. That is going to wrap it up today for my fat hands. Thank you for tuning in. That's Ben. I'm not sure which side he's on. I'm George. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Why is wearing glasses being a nerd?
Shut up, nerd. So we have to queue up our drinking, so it's edited. You edit it out.
Oh, I'm gonna edit that out. All right.
I got diabetes. Yeah, it's fucking, yeah. It's terrible.